All right, and we are back live. Good evening po sa inyong lahat mga kaguro. And of course, welcome back to Guru Pinoy. Hello, of course, sa lahat ng members ng Team Skinner, our newest batch of elite students. No, hello po. Good evening sa lahat po ng members ng Team Skinner. Kung meron pa rin po nanonood sa atin from Team Piaget, Gardner, Team Brunner, of course, Team Erickson. Hello po. Good evening po sa inyong lahat mga kaguro. Now, tonight's discussion, of course, is all about your licensure examination for teachers review program orientation. And this is going to be exclusive for Team Skinner. If you are still not a member of Team Skinner, again, open pa rin po yung ating group, no? Pwede pa rin po kayong humabol. We still have a few slots, and so mag-message lamang po kayo sa ating Facebook page, that is Gurong Pinoy. Now, of course, before we start with our discussion tonight, let us all have our opening prayer. So samahan niyo po ako sa ating prayer, mga kaguro. Dear Lord, I come to you to ask for your guidance and direction in this study session. I ask that the Holy Spirit fill me with strength, creativity, and understanding to get through my studies without difficulty or sin. Help me hold my focus and attention. Help me to retain all that I learned. Please make my mind sharp and keep distractions at bay. If any part of my studying is weak or lacking in some way, let it be revealed so that I may correct it. Thank you for this opportunity to learn. Amen. Alright, now once again, welcome ko po kayong lahat, members ng Team Skinner. Again, this is our elite group of students who will be taking their licensure exam for teachers come September of this year. No? So, and of course, good luck po sa ating lahat and congratulations in advance because you are on the right track. Being part of Gurong Pinoy, of course, that is a really good decision on your part. And I'm your coach, Mek. And of course, I will be guiding you all throughout your journey of preparation for your licensure exam for teachers. No? So I will be taking care of your general education and professional education. And of course, meron din po tayong mga majorship. So later, we will be talking about all those programs. No? So again, good evening. Good evening po sa inyong lahat. Pakibati po lahat ng ating mga kaguro. Good evening. Ganon din sa ating Team Bruner, no? Meron pang Team Bruner, Sir George Caber. I miss your voice, sabi ni Sir George from Team Bruner. So again, good evening sa inyong lahat. Tonight, we will be discussing the following agenda. Okay, so the first one that we'll have, of course, is the new TOS, your TOS, still part of the new curriculum. And of course, we are going to be discussing our schedule. And kasama din po yung ating platform, especially all of you, if most of you, no, if not all, are new sa ating pong program. No? May ilan sigurong from Team Bruner, yung mga kaguro nating hindi nakapag-take noong March, ngayon ay nagbabalik bilang bahagi ng Team Skinner. Okay? So again, we will be talking about the TOS, then the schedule, then of course, our platform. If you think you will be needing some notes or some paper and pencil, no? Please do so. Please grab your writing utensils, especially kapag medyo team thunders na tayo at tayo ay makakalimutin. But of course, we are doing this discussion through Facebook Live at ito po ay inyong mababalikan kahit po kayo ay hindi makapag-attend sa ating live stream. If you are a member of Team Skinner, nababalikan po lahat ng ating discussion. So yan po yung kagandahan ng pagiging online ng ating review program. No? So kahit na ikaw ay lumiban, ikaw ay absent dahil meron talagang importanteng kailangan mong lakarin, no? Hindi nyo po mamimiss yung ating discussion because you can just easily go back to our group and open the videos. Okay, so later on, I will be teaching you on how to deal with the platform that we will be using. All right. Now, talking about our new TOS, no? So, unang-una, yung ating pag-uusapan po would be your table of specifications. We all know, mas pinaigting, mas pinahirap yung inyong licensure exam for teachers because hindi lamang simple, no? Like sa Gen Ed, hindi lamang yung 5 areas na English, Filipino, Math, Science, and Social Science yung meron na din pong iba't iba pang ingredients na kanila pong idinagdag. So, let's take a look at your general education. Okay, so Gen Ed. For Gen Ed, Part A would be for intellectual competencies. Okay, so this would make up 40% or 60 items of the 150 items from your general education. Sa mga first-timers po natin, no, mga first-timer natin magtitake, ang general education nyo po would be composed of 150 items. So 60 items po nito would be coming from your intellectual competencies. So ano itong intellectual competencies natin? No? Una-una, you have purposive communication in English. Okay, so English, unang-unang bahagi ng inyong Part A under Gen Ed. Now, under your English, you have 1.1, use the English language with ease in effective communications, communication using the English language. 1.2, use the English language confidently for special purposes. Ito yung tinatawag nating ESP, no? English for special purposes. Now, next, under still your A, intellectual competencies natin, you have Part 2, malayuning komunikasyon sa wikang Filipino. So, kumbaga, ito po yung counterpart ng number 1 natin, which was about English. Number 2 po naman natin would be about wikang Filipino. Now, under this 2.1, nagagamit ang wikang Filipino sa larangang akademiko. Then 2.2, nagagamit ang wikang Filipino sa iba't ibang uri ng sulatin. Okay, iba't ibang uri po ito dapat. Alright, so more or less, yung inyong Filipino at ang ating pong English ay mag-counterpart, no? Halos magkaparehas, magkatumbas sila sa inyong general education na part ng inyong licensure exam for teachers. Okay, now Part 3, you have science and technology. 3.1, use scientific knowledge to explain natural phenomena and protect Earth's resources. Okay, so explanation about science. No, you all know when you say science, this is composed of the different ideas, different theories, different principles involving natural phenomena, and of course, included na din ang ating ecosystem, no? How to protect Mother Earth. Okay, so that's 3.1. And 3.2, utilize understanding of science to illustrate how technology has become beneficial to mankind. Of course, we know that when you say technology, this is the application of science. So how do we use science so that technology, the products of science, become useful, no? Become beneficial to mankind. Now, sagutin ko lamang yung katanungan ni Ma'am Nicole Ugto. Will this still be posted po sa group after the live stream? Yes, I have just mentioned po yung kagandahan sa ating platform. Since we are doing stuff online, nababalikan niyo po lahat ng ating discussion. So hindi lamang po yung ating orientation. Kapag meron po kayong mga klase natin, mga discussion natin na nami-miss, ay nababalikan niyo po sa ating Facebook group. Okay? So po pwede pong balikan. But of course, iba yung saya kasi na naidudulot ng ating live. No? Kapag ka-live kasi interactive, meron kayong mga makukulit na estudyante, meron pa nga dyan nagkakatuluyan, no? Merong nakakamit ng kanilang forever through live streaming, no? Dito po sa ating live na discussion. All right, now next, intellectual competency still. Many of you, no, ito yung inyong paborito, mathematics. Okay, so mathematics naman po. You have 4.1, exhibit competence in mathematical concepts and procedures. And you have 4.2, relate mathematics with the real and the concrete through problems that occur in daily life. Okay, so una-una, how do you compute mathematical problems? Problems 4.2 naman, how do you apply the math concepts, no, the math skills that you have learned? Okay, so that's 4.2. All right, now before I go to part B, basahin ko lamang ibang komento, no? Ma'am Olga Joy de Jesus, this material po ba na dinidiscuss is pwede pong ma-download? Yes, meron po tayong PDF file. After this, if you will be using your cellphone po, kailangan nyo po meron kayong PDF reader. No? So, kailangan nyo po mag-download or mag-install ng PDF reader para po inyong nababasa yung ating mga PDF files. Po pwede din naman gumamit kayo ng laptop na may downloader ng ating mga PDF files. Okay, Sir Mark Belocura, batiin ko lamang po ating isa sa mga passers natin na isa ako sa Team Piaget na pinalad last October LET exam. Nag-self-review lang po ako sa tulong din po ng page ninyo na ipasa ko ang exam. Okay, so congratulations of course. That's coming from Sir Mark Belocura. Sabi ni Sir Mark, sa mga aspiring teachers, laban lang po kahit mahirap ang sitwasyon na kinakaharap natin. Sa kasalukuyan, just work hard. And of course, don't forget to pray and ask guidance po sa ating Panginoon. Thank you once again. Congratulations and of course, welcome po. No, you're welcome, Sir Mark Belocura, LPP. All right, we continue. Okay, so again, part B, no? Natapos na po yung ating intellectual competencies kanina, yung English, Filipino, math, and science. Now, part B, personal and civic responsibilities. This would make up 45 items in your Gen Ed. Okay, so una, readings in Philippine history and society. Under this, you have 1.1. Demonstrate understanding of the significant periods in Philippine history. Okay, so Philippine history, unang-una. 1.2, relate the significant periods of Philippine history with the transformation of society. What were the different periods in our history as a nation? And how did all of these periods transform our society, our modern society? Now, under this still, part B, you have part 2. Ito din, paborito ng ating licensure exam for teachers, the life and works of Rizal. Si Lolo Pepe po, si Lolo Ote, no? Hindi po nawawala sa inyong licensure exam for teachers. After ng inyong Philippine history, ay meron po tayong life and works of Rizal. Now, under this, you have 2.1, manifest the ability to analyze how the thoughts, works, and valor of Rizal influenced the nation. Now, next one, 2.2, show how Rizal's feats or valor influenced the other Philippine heroes. Ma'am Felrace Baloca, yes po, pwede pong balikan later. Okay, nasa ER. Sana po ay nasa you're not sick po or someone very close to you is hindi po masyadong malubay yung karamdaman, Ma'am Felgrace, and get well po kung sino man po yung nasa pamilya natin medyo may sakit ngayon. Okay, yes, bumabalik po. Pwede pong balikan o recorded po lahat ng ating videos. Alright, so again, you have the life and works of Rizal. Usong-uso na meron ng Maria Clara at Ibarra sa Netflix. So pwede niyo pong ma-familiarize na yung mga characters ng Noli Me Tangere through the teleserye. All right, now under personal and civic responsibility still, you have ethics. Ito yung third part ng inyong personal and civic responsibilities. So you have 3.1, demonstrate understanding of what is good for individuals and society. 3.2, utilize logical inferential skills in resolving moral dilemmas. Okay, so that would be balikan ko lamang, no? That would be part of ethics. Okay? So, tatlo po yung parte ng part B, which was personal and civic responsibilities under your general education. You have Philippine society, no? Philippine history, and society. You have Rizal, and of course, you have ethics. Okay? So, this would compose 45 items, no? Sa inyo pong general education. Now, we go to part C. Part C is for your practical skills development. This would also be 45 items. So, 45 items po ang inyong practical skills development. Under this, unang-una, you have the contemporary world, or our world at the moment. So, 1.1, illustrate ways of relating global issues and concerns with with local and global realities. 1.2, identify ways by which the Philippines may participate in efforts to mitigate global problems. So, kumbaga, this is part of our globalization. As you all know, no, we are now highly globalized. Kumbaga, no? So hindi tayo isolated na bansa. Tayo po have we have close relationships with the rest of the countries around us, and because of globalization, it has been very easy for us to communicate with each other, even with people from other parts of the world. No? So this online class, of course, is made possible through the products of globalization. It's very easy. The world has become so much smaller because of globalization. So, kung dati ay kailangan mo pang magsulat, si Ibarra, kunwari, ay nasa Europa at si Maria Clara naman ay nasa Pilipinas, kailangan pa nilang magsulatan ilang buwan pa bago dumating yung sulat. Ngayon po, real-time na. No? So, real-time na, chat-chat na lang kayo ng inyong jowang afam. Sana all meron jowang afam, di ba? Sana all may love life. Alright, so that's the first part of your practical skills development, 45 items po, yung part C. Okay, we go to the next part. Ma'am Rochelle, amen. Mag-send lamang po kayo ng message sa ating pong Facebook page. Ito pong Facebook page if you'd want to enroll. Okay, very affordable po. And of course, that's a one-time payment. Dire-diretso na po yan until the day that you take the LEP. Okay, practical skills development still. Part 2 is art appreciation. Under this, you have 2.1, demonstrate the ability to interpret artistic creations as expressions of the finer things in life. 2.2, manifest informed appreciation of various forms of art. Okay, so lahat ng klase ng art, no, ng pag-iinarte ay ating pong pag-aaralan at pag-uusapan. Okay, number 3, part 3, the third part of your practical skills development, understanding the self 3.1, show familiarity with the factors and forces that affect the development of self-identity. 3.2, demonstrate the commitment to accomplish self-understanding as a means to a successful teaching career. Okay, so it's very important. You all know that you should know thyself, no? So sabi nga ni Socrates, know thyself. You have to know yourself. Okay, so kailangan kilala mo muna yung inyong sarili bago ka makipagsalamuha at bago ka makapag-form ng healthy relationships with other people. Okay? All right, so to summarize our general education, ating pong paghahandaan, 150 items. This would be composed of your 60 items for intellectual competencies, ating pong pinag-usapan, English, Filipino, Science, and Math. Then 45 items for personal and civic responsibilities. Under this, you have Philippine History and Society, Rizal, and Ethics. And the last unit, or the last part of general education, is another 45 items coming from practical skills development, contemporary world art appreciation, and understanding the self. Okay, so ito pong lahat ang magiging topics natin for your general education. Now, pinapangako ko po sa inyo na lahat po ng ating mga items, of course, ay bago. Yung ating pong mga items are updated, no? Hindi po tayo re-revive lamang or nagre-recycle lamang ng ating mga materials. We try to keep abreast with the trend. We try to keep abreast with the feedback coming from our students, especially yung mga estudyante natin kakatapos lamang po mag-take ng kanilang licensure exam for teachers. Now, so alam natin kung ano yung mga lumabas under the new TOS, ito yung mga nakita nilang items. And so yung pag-atake natin sa ating pong pag-review would be based on their experience. Okay? Ganyan naman kasi dapat, no? Dapat tayo po ay natututo sa ating history, no? Sa ating kasaysayan. So kung ano yung mga feedback ng ating mga estudyante dito po sa Gurong Pinoy, ginagamit po natin para mas mapadali ang paghahanda ng ating mga current na students. Okay? So ito po yung ating general education. Again, if you'd want to become a member of Team Skinner, just send a message to our Facebook page. If you are watching us on Facebook right now, that Facebook page po, mag-send lamang po kayo ng message dyan. Very easy to become a member of Team Skinner. Meron din po tayong iba pang mga programs. So we have the CSE, we also have the majorships na later po ay atin din pag-uusapan. Kapag po naputol na yung ating video dyan sa ating Facebook page at sa ating YouTube channel, no? So again, napuputol po kasi yung video dyan kasi kumbaga preview lamang yung ating videos dyan. So what you do is you send a message to our Facebook page para po makasali tayo sa Team Skinner, dire-diretso po yung ating panunood, hindi po napuputol yung video, and of course, we can download the PDF files, and of course, our secret files, ng mga classified files din po natin. Okay? Maraming salamat, Sir Mark Belocura. No? Andiyan pa rin si Sir Mark. Alright, we go to professional education. So, Prof Ed naman. Okay? Ano ba yung mga inyong nakikita or yung makikita sa inyong professional education? Now, under professional education, you have part A, the teaching profession. That would be 23 items. Okay, so 23 items, the teaching profession. You have number 1, foundations of the teaching learning process. 1.1, apply philosophical and sociological principles in teaching learning situations. 1.2, apply foundation theories of special and inclusive education. This would all be part of your teaching profession, foundations of the teaching learning process, all the philosophies, no, all the isms of education, and all the principles or all the theories would be dealt with. No? Your psychomotor development theory, your cognitive development theories, your psychosocial development, moral development theories, behaviorist, perennialist, progressivist, lahat po yan ating pong pag-aaralan. Apply foundation theories of special and inclusive education. We all know that we value inclusivity now. No? Hindi po pwedeng baliwala mo yung isang estudyante dahil meron siyang special needs. So dapat lahat ay may remedyo. So inclusive na po yung ating education at the moment. All right? We continue still with Part A, this is teaching profession. Number 2, the professional teacher. 2.1, describe the professional teacher and the ways and means to ensure high standards of the teacher's personal and professional life. No? So, ito na po yung inyong professional growth, kumbaga, your PPST, ating pong pag-uusapan, NCBTS, ating pong pag-uusapan, Code of Conduct ng Teachers, ating din pong pag-uusapan. 2.2, explain what teaching is and the various roles of a teacher in meeting challenges in the 21st century. What should be your characteristics as a teacher in the 21st century? Of course, yung mga skills dati ng ating mga dating guro, kailangan pa rin naman natin. But of course, meron na din mga karagdagang skills na ating kailangan ma-learn, especially since nasa 21st century na tayo. Iba naman yung challenges natin sa ating current na society. No? So, we would also be talking about that. Okay? All right, now still part of number 2.3, demonstrate understanding of the concepts of the teacher as a school culture catalyst, transformational leader, and educational resources manager with responsibilities as specified in the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. So it's all about being a teacher, personal qualities, personal characteristics, and of course, the professional conduct of the teacher. Okay, so that's still part of your professional education. Okay, now letter B, part B, the teacher and the school curriculum, methods and strategies of teaching, educational technology for teaching and learning. This would be part of your Prof Ed, that's 45 items. Okay, so part 1, the teacher and the school curriculum. 1.1, demonstrate research-based knowledge of the concepts, theories, and principles in curriculum. Curriculum planning, design, development, and evaluation. So this kumbaga is parte na ng inyong curriculum development. Now, what are the different steps in your curriculum development? What are the different types of curriculum? Okay, so all this we would be talking about. What's the difference between assessment and evaluation? How do you design your curriculum? What are some of your guidelines in choosing the content of your curriculum? Okay, so that's 1.1. Now, still part of letter B, number 2, methods and strategies of teaching. You have 2.1, demonstrate knowledge of teaching strategies that build and enhance new literacies, inclusive of multicultural, social, media, financial, cyber or digital, ecological, arts and creativity, new literacies across the curriculum. Okay, so what are some of the strategies that you can use in the classroom? What are some of the teaching methods that you can utilize? No? So that's part of methods and strategies of teaching. Next one. Still part of number 2.2, prepare developmentally sequenced lesson plans with well-aligned learning outcomes and competencies based on K-12 spiral curriculum requirement. Okay, so what are some requirements in your K-12 curriculum? What is the grading system in your K-12 curriculum? What is given a higher percentage? Would it be the performance task, the written output? Would it be the other work of the student inside the classroom? No? So K-12, atin din po yung pag-uusapan. When does home economics start? When is science started? No? Sa ating pong K-12. So all this we will be talking about under your Prof Ed. Okay, so still under number 2.3, utilize the concepts of new literacies in the 21st century, globalization and multicultural literacy, social literacy, media literacy, financial literacy, cyber literacy, digital literacy, eco-literacy, arts and creative literacy, interdisciplinary explorations and other teaching strategies, and shared cultural practices across learning areas. So as you can see, no, napakadami po ng demands mula sa atin bilang guro. No? From us, ang daming dinedemand, no? Ang daming challenge ng ating pong propesyon bilang isang guro. Okay? Medyo minsan, hindi kalakihan yung sahod, wala pong nagiging mayaman sa pagtuturo. But of course, we look at teaching both as mission and vocation. No? So, bukasyon natin, mission natin ang pagtuturo. So, kahit na hindi malaki yung sahod, we still find ways so that we can let our students learn. So, all this literacy, we have to be an expert of. Okay? So, lahat nito, dapat pong ating natututunan, we have to be global teachers. No? So, dapat globally competent na din tayo. Okay, next one. You have EdTech, now Educational Technology 3.1, employ teaching strategies, methods, instructional materials, and technology, classroom management techniques appropriate to subject areas and inclusive of learners from indigenous groups. So again, there is still a mention of inclusion. No? So dapat everyone is included kahit na iba't iba yung ating race, iba-iba yung ating kultura, iba-iba yung ating religion, everyone should be included. Kahit yung students with special needs natin, included. So hindi ka lamang dapat nakakahon, no? Your skills, your strategies, your methods as a teacher should not be limited. Dapat po ay marami kang alam, no? Marami kang po pwedeng tumambling, mag-split si teacher, po pwedeng sumayaw si teacher, po pwedeng mag-TikTok si teacher. No? So kung ano yung paraan para maging or matuto yung ating mga estudyante, atin pong kailangan malaman at kilalanin natin yung ating mga estudyante. And of course, we have to find the right method, the right strategy, and the right technology that we can use in the classroom in teaching our students. Kahit nga parehas yung grade level ng inyong estudyante, minsan iba yung inyong magiging strategy, ang inyong magiging methods, depende of course sa inyong magiging mga estudyante. And of course, the students, the learners are at the center of the educational system. No? Sila dapat yung ating pong sentro. Okay? So sila lagi yung ating kino-consider. Tumulay sa alambre, sabi ni Sir Alex Taduran. Tama po. Okay, EdTech Still 3.2 demonstrates skills in developing and using a variety of conventional and non-conventional, dyan napapasok yung pagtutulay sa alambre, sir, including information and communication technology to address learning goals and needs of various learners. So we'll be talking about your TIM, your Technology Integration Matrix, your transformation, transfusion, your all those stuff we will be talking about. Okay, so included po yan adoption, no? Lahat po yan, infusion, lahat po yan ating pag-uusapan. Okay, part C, the child and adolescent learners and learning principles. It's not only the children that we are trying to teach, there are also other learners who are already adolescent. Medyo mas matatanda na yung ating mga teenagers. Okay, so this would be 30 items. Head Start for toddlers, child, and adolescent. 1.1, apply pedagogical approaches to the student-centered teaching and learning process that is metacognitive, innovative, inclusive, ayan na naman yung word na inclusive, and developmentally appropriate for child and adolescent learners. Depende sa age ng bata, depende sa kakayahan ng bata, depende sa grade level ng bata. Okay, so you have to be able to discern, no, kung ano yung ating pedagogy na dapat na gamitin, ano yung ating mga magiging approach, depende sa klase ng estudyante na meron tayo. Okay? All right, letter C, the child and adolescent learners and learning principles. Still, you have 1.2, appraise a learning environment that is responsive to learners from various family background, economic level groupings, and socio-cultural affiliation. So again, this is all in the name of inclusivity. Okay, basahin ko lamang Ma'am Olaf. Sabi ni Ma'am Olaf, Ma'am Meg, thank you for the unlimited quizzes, Tim Brunner, watching from Abu Dhabi, UAE. Good afternoon po, Ma'am Olaf. Afternoon pa yata sa kanila. Tomorrow po, exam namin dito. Sana po mapansin yung message ko. Good luck po, no, Ma'am Olaf. And of course, I'm pretty sure that you can ace your test. Kayang-kaya po yan. Basta po, miyembro ng Guro Pinoy, Team Brunner, sa kaso ni Ma'am Olaf, na kayang-kaya pong ipasa at itap yung inyong licensure exam for teachers. Matulog po ng maaga, Ma'am Olaf. Huwag na pong magpuyat, no, later po matulog ng maaga. Of course, magdasal magdasal ng guidance ng Holy Spirit para po mas maliwanag yung inyong pong pagbabasa bukas at sana po ay marinig nyo yung aking pong boses para mas mag-guidan po kayo no, sa inyong pong pagsasagot. Good luck po. I'm pretty sure you will pass your test, Ma'am Olaf. All right, we continue. 1.3, demonstrate understanding of differentiated teaching to suit the learner's gender, strengths, interests, experiences, and needs. So, ganun pa rin, no? Differentiated instruction. Depende sa klase ng estudyante na meron tayo. All right? Next one, still under part C, number 1.4, draw implications of research findings related to child development along biological, cognitive, linguistic, social, cultural dimensions. So these are still part of the nature of learners. No? So depende sa anong klase ng estudyante meron ka, and of course, learners' diversities. Okay, so that's 1.4. We go to part D, assessment of learning, 22 items. Number 1, validating theoretical knowledge in the actual assessment of learning. Under this, you have demonstrate understanding of principles in constructing traditional, alternative, or authentic forms of high-quality assessment. As a teacher, hindi ka dapat limitado sa traditional forms of assessment lamang, hindi lamang paper and pencil tests, meron tayo, no? And so, most of the time, we should be using authentic assessment, your performance tasks. It should be as close to the real thing as possible. Okay, so that's 1.1. 1.2, apply knowledge and skills in the development and use of assessment tools for formative and summative purposes. What is the difference of assessment for learning, assessment as learning, and assessment of learning? Okay, so we would all learn all those concepts as we go through our discussion dito po sa Team Skinner. Okay, still under letter D, part 1, 1.3, apply rules in test construction and use of authentic assessment tools for product and process assessment. Okay, so apply rules in test construction. How do you make your true-false test? How do you make how do you construct your matching types of tests? How do you check your essay? Okay, so these are all part of 1.3. And 1.4, demonstrate skills in interpreting assessment results to improve learning. No? So how do you use the results of your assessment, the results of your test, to make decisions in the future? No? How do you use the results of the tests of your students? Paano mo ginagamit ito as guide in your teaching? No? Should you reteach or should you proceed to the next topic? Okay, so that's part of part D under Prof Ed. Okay, still part of D, number 1, 1.5, comprehend and apply basic concepts of statistics in educational assessment and evaluation. You should know the different measures of central tendency, your mean, median, your mode, your range naman no, sa measures of variability din, sa range mo, standard deviation, all this no, you should learn. Okay, 1.6, demonstrate knowledge of providing timely and accurate constructive feedback to learners and parents. How do you give feedback to your learners and parents? Should you be using negative words, no? So, ano ba dapat? Yung pagbibigay mo kahit na medyo boklok yung students, medyo na-flunk siya sa test, paano mo i-deliver yung inyong feedback para hindi sumama yung loob ng inyong estudyante and of course ng kanyang parents, no? Para hindi ka naman makagalitan ng parents, sasabihin ng parents, ikaw yung nagturo, di ba? Ikaw yung teacher. So, sino yung may kasalanan? Alright, so that's part of 1.6. Ma'am Lindsay Propix, watching from Thailand. Kapong kapo. Hello, good evening. Okay. Next one, letter E, field study and teaching internship. Now, this is 30 items. I have discussed a lot of concepts under this. No, sa Bulso, Bulacan State University. this month, no? So we are going to have our discussions on this too. Under number 1, documentation of experiential learning, you have 1.1, describe authentic experiential learning from field study and actual classroom immersion as a prospective teacher. What are some of your roles, no, as an intern, as a teaching intern, bilang ikaw ay nagpa-practice teach, ano ba yung roles mo na ginagampanan sa pagtuturo ng mga estudyante at sino yung mga nakakasalamuha mong tao, no? Your cooperating teacher, your supervisor, yung mga representatives ng inyong district, no? So yan yung pag-uusapan natin under Part E. Next, 1.2, demonstrate skills in assistantship and guided, mentored classroom teaching. This is still part of your teaching internship. Next one, 1.3, prepare portfolio on process of learning behavior, motivation, classroom management, and assessment from direct observation of teaching learning episodes in an actual school environment. What are the different types of portfolio? Depende sa purpose niya, you can use different types of portfolio. No? How do you manage the classroom? What are some classroom management tactics that you can use? How are you going to deliver your class rules? How should you stay true to those class rules, no? Your classroom routines, so that you can manage your class. Okay, so parte po yan lahat ng inyong 1.3. 1.4, demonstrate reflective teaching, or reflective thinking and teaching. It's very important that you are able to reflect, you are able to think about your thinking, you are able to learn about your learning, or what we call metacognition. Okay. Now, still part of Part E, no? Number 2 po, action research. Ito din, pinag-usapan din namin to sa Bulso. Action research 2.1, demonstrate ability to identify teaching, learning problems, and offer recommendations based on research. Ito po yung pinaka-purpose ng inyong action research. If there's something that's not working in a school setting, then you have to find ways, you have to find recommendations, or you have to give recommendations based on your research para maitama yung maling inyong ginagawa or mai-improve, no, yung maling nagagawa sa inyong classroom, sa inyong or sa inyong tawag dito sa inyong school. All right, so the different references that I've used to give you the different TOS, of course, are your RA 7836, RA 10968, Memo Order number 75, Series 2017, of course, DepEd Order number 42, Series of 2017. So to sum up your professional education, that's 150 items. You are going to have 23 items for teaching profession, 45 items, combination na po ito ng the teacher and the school curriculum, methods and strategies of teaching, and EdTech. Then, of course, you also have 22 items for assessment of learning, 30 items for field study and teaching internship, and 30 items for the child and adolescent learners and learning principles. Okay, so lahat po ito ang magiging component, no, magiging components ng inyo pong professional education. Okay, so Prof Ed, as part of your licensure exam for teachers, would also be composed of 150 items. So 150 items your Gen Ed, 150 items for your Prof Ed, 150 items also for your majorship, except for math, that would only have 120 items. Okay, any questions so far? Concerns, questions, please put it in our comment box. If you are not a member yet of Team Skinner, again, magpa-member na po kayo. Very easy, just send a message. Kung saan po kayo nanonood ngayon sa ating Facebook page, please do send a message. Ingat lamang po, meron po tayong poster page, no? So, i-check nyo po, dapat nasa 300 plus or 300 plus or 400,000 na Facebook followers yung ating po dapat na Facebook page. Yan po yung totoong Facebook page ng Gurong Pinoy kasi meron pong poster na account ng Gurong Pinoy din yung ginagamit. All right, any questions so far? Any questions? Good evening sa mga medyo na late, habol po. Again, kung hindi pa po member ng Team Skinner, you are not going to regret being a member of Team Skinner. Habol na po, tonight po pwede pa rin po kayong humabol dahil bukas po meron na po tayong diagnostic test. Okay, walang question. Should we continue? Okay, we continue with our next slide. Okay, we will be talking about our schedule. No? So ano ba yung ating magiging schedule? Kailan tayo mag-meet sa ating klase? Ayan, teka muna. No? Meron pong katanungan. No? Sabi ni Ma'am Renalyn, Ma'am Manuyag. Good evening, Ma'am Mek. I know po kung nasusunod po ng PRC yung guidelines po nila sa pag-create ng questions po. Thank you. More or less, of course, dapat nasusunod. Pero from our experience, medyo minsan hindi nasa right track yung PRC, no? But of course, ito yung ating kailangang panghawakan. More or less, dapat ma-master natin lahat ng competencies na ating pong na-discuss a while ago. Okay? So, sundin man o hindi ng PRC, dapat handa tayo, no? So, yun po yung ating magiging guide sa ating paghahanda. Can we have a PDF copy of the items mentioned po? Yes. Do you mean the slide that I'm using? Ang slides po ba na aking nagamit for the discussion right now? Ma'am Herna Halbuena, yes po. I will be posting the PDF copy po later. Okay, Ma'am Rochelle. Amen. Nag-message na daw po. Pakintay lang po sa ating admin, no ma'am, no? Babalikan po kayo ng ating admin. Okay, passing rate, we'll discuss about that later. Okay, may question dito sa Facebook user, no? Are non-edu graduates at a disadvantage for the exam? Basta po naghanda kayong maigi, pag dito po kayo sa Gurong Pinoy, I don't think you can say na you are at a disadvantage. Because of course, we know na when you say test taking po kayo, kasi no, it is a skill. It is a skill, no? Kaya tayo dito sa Gurong Pinoy, we are giving you drills para na ma-master nyo yung test-taking skills, test-taking strategies natin. No? So you cannot say that you are at a disadvantage. Marami din naman kahit graduates, no? Imbis na review na lamang, minsan first time nilang marinig, first time nilang ma-encounter yung mga concepts na ating pong pag-uusapan. No? So okay lang po kahit na non-edu graduates. If you feel that it would be your disadvantage, then double the effort, no? Double your time sa pagre-review. But of course, do not think na disadvantage ka. Baka po kasi panghinaan ka ng loob, ma'am or sir. No? Facebook user po kasi ang aking nakikita. Whenever I post the link, no, i-allow niyo po, meron pong link dyan sa ilalim ng link natin for StreamYard. May link po na kailangan yung i-allow yung StreamYard para po nakikita ko yung inyong names. No? Minsan po kasi hindi ko nakikita yung inyong name. Ma'am Rochelle, amen. Meron po kayo major for TLES? Meron po. Sir Geronimo Higanto, may orientation po ba sa majorship? Yes, meron po tayong orientation for the majorship. That would be on May 13th, no? If I'm not mistaken, May 13th. Ma'am, saan po namin makikita diagnostic bukas? Sabi ni Ma'am Precious, pag-uusapan po natin yan in a few minutes. Yes, Ma'am Herna Halbuena, the slides, yes po, I will be posting these slides as a PDF no later. Ma'am Inda Noor, Assalamualaikum sa ating mga Muslim brothers and sisters. Sabi ni Ma'am Inda, what time po ang exam tomorrow? Kasi po we are celebrating our Eid starting bukas. Okay, so we will be talking about that in a few minutes. Okay, tamang pag-shade, yes, we will be talking about that po. All right. Okay, so continue tayo with our schedule. Again, if you are not a member of Team Skinner, napuputol po yung ating video. So make sure that you become a member of Team Skinner. No? Just send a message to our Facebook page. All right, our schedule, diagnostic test, no? Your quizzes links, ang ating po mga nagiging test dito sa Gurong Pinoy ay through quizzes, no? Quizzes is an online platform siya, no? Kung saan po merong pa-quiz at doon po kayo magsasagot, no? Meron pong score, of course, kung tama yung inyong pagsasagot based on your accuracy at based din po sa inyong speed. Okay, so what happens is that your quizzes links for your diagnostic test, because bukas po ay magiging diagnostic test na for your Gen Ed, it will be sent through email. No? So sa email po ninyo, and so it's very important that you complete the Google form. Meron po tayong Google form, di ba? Kung kayo po ay na-add sa ating Team Skinner, meron pong welcome message na nagsasabi, welcome to Team Skinner. Please complete the Google form found at the featured section of our group. No? So pupuntahan niyo po yung Google form and you complete the Google form. Make sure that you have put in a valid working email. Okay? Valid working email po. Kasi yung ating pong test ay pinapadala through your email. Iisang email lamang po per student. Hindi po pwedeng doble-doble at hindi po pwedeng pinapasa nyo yung link sa ibang estudyante. Okay? Because if we know, then we tend to block students. Because of course, that is a violation of our intellectual property. Nandito po tayo para kayo ay ihanda sa inyong licensure exam for teachers at hindi po para yung iba kasi nagnenegosyo pa, no? Nagsisend ng links. Okay din naman na meron tayong concern sa ating mga kaibigan, but of course, you need to follow our rules, no? So bawal pong sinishare yung ating links. Okay? So, very important that you complete the Google form. If you are still not done with it, make sure that you complete it tonight, no? So, before I send out the links later, dapat po nakompleto nyo na yung ating Google form. Okay, next one, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. That is the opening of your quizzes links. But usually, I tend to send it earlier. No? So minsan nga the night before, maaaring mamayang gabi, ma-send ko na po yung ating quizzes link for your Gen Ed na diagnostic test. No? So, diagnostic test nyo po bukas for general education. But for the daily quizzes na meron tayo, na kunwari tapos na yung ating diagnostic, yung daily quizzes po na meron tayo from 7 a.m. or earlier, as I've mentioned, po pwedeng the night before, basta i-check nyo po sa inyong email. Dapat po yung email nyo po ay working email, as I've mentioned. Kung wala po sa inyong inbox, i-check po sa spam, no? So baka po sa spam kasi ng inyong email. At nagko-close po siya by 7 p.m. That's Philippine time, no? So 7 p.m. Philippine time, sarado na po yung ating quizzes because bakit nga ba nasasarado yung quizzes ninyo? Dahil po magde-discuss na tayo, no? So dapat before our discussion ay natapos nyo na pong sagutan yung ating quiz para of course alam nyo na, no, yung inyong sagot dito para later on ma-check niyo, no? So kayo po yung mag-check ng inyong sagot. Ang ating pong quizzes, yung quizzes po as a platform, random po yung pagbigay niya ng items, random din po yung kanyang choices. So wag niyo pong tandaan yung letter of your choice dahil sa ating discussion baka maiba yung letter niya kasi random po, nira-random siya ng quizzes. Tandaan niyo po mismo yung inyong sagot. Ano ba yung naging sagot ko in this item? Mali, no, ligwak ako or tumpak ako for this item. Okay? So kayo po mismo yung magta-track ng inyong progress. And of course, meron po tayong list of passers at meron din po tayong list of top-notchers every time that we have our test. Okay? Alright. May answer key po ba? Pag i-check namin, Ma'am Glidel Marañon, yes, no? So as I've mentioned, by 7 p.m. we discuss it, and after the discussion, I post the PDF, no? PDF ng aking slide na merong questions at may answer at may discussion, okay? And of course, yung video ng discussion na babalikan pa rin po, no? Katulad ng ating orientation ngayon. Now, except for your diagnostic test tomorrow at yung diagnostic test po natin for Prof Ed on Sunday, wala pa pong discussion kasi hindi po kaya 150 items. So yung gagawin po natin, pinuputol-putol po natin yung 150 items. So didiscussin po natin yan when we start with our discussion. The first day that we discuss would be on May 3rd. So May 1st is a holiday. So wala po muna tayong klase. May 3rd po yung first day of discussion natin. Sir Limuel, Rubin, hello po. Good evening. Okay? All right. So that would be for our class. So again, as I've mentioned, your Gen Ed, the diagnostic test, 150 items, that would be April 22nd and April 29. April 22nd po for our early registrants, na yung question dito ni Ma'am Hitomi Yokokawa, paano po malalaman kung early or late registrants? If you are already in Team Skinner, then you are part of our early registrants. Kung hindi ka pa po parte ng Team Skinner and you would be enrolling pa in the following days, for example, then you would already be part of our late registrants. Okay? So kung hindi mo po masagot yung inyong diagnostic test by tomorrow, you still have a chance to answer it sa April 29th. Okay? So again, 12 hours po pwede nyo sagutan. Now, I have to reiterate, no, na kailangan po na stable yung inyong internet connection. Isang beses lang po kayo po pwedeng magsagot. Huwag po kayong magbaback, no? So, pag medyo loading, hayaan nyo lang po, intayin nyo. Huwag po kayong mag-press na back kasi baka hindi na po kayo makabalik sa inyong quizzes. Okay? So, once lamang po kayo sasagot, hindi po allowed na paulit-ulit yung inyong pagsagot. And then, of course, make sure that you have a stable internet connection. Kung kailangan pumunta sa internet cafe, for example, na para mas stable yung connection, then po pwede nyo pong gawin. No? So, mag-prepare din ng inyong yung paper, pencil, na bawal po yung calculator, pencil, paper lang, or pen and paper lang. And of course, stable internet connection po ang ating kailangan. Okay? Ma'am Aizel Usinyane, TPSA from September 2022, now LPT with the help of Gurong Pinoy. Thank you so much, Coach Mac from Laguna. Good evening po, Ma'am Aizel, isa sa ating mga LPTs. Okay, now again, our discussion will be MWF from 7 p.m. No, 7 p.m. po, 30 items po yung ating discuss. MWF, usually in a span of 1 to 2 hours. No? Kasi marami po base sa ating evaluation from the last program sa Team Brunner, marami pong ayaw na masyadong mahaba because of course inaantok na, learning plateau na. So 1 to 2 hours po yung ating discussion. Ganon din po sa inyong majorship. No? I would also be talking about your majorship in a few minutes. Okay, now for your Prof Ed naman, it's also going to be composed of 150 items. That's on April 23rd and April 30th. Okay, so again, ang ating pong discussion would start by May 3rd. May 3rd po ng umaga, meron din po kayong ma-receive na quizzes link, 30 items. The same 30 items would be discussed at 7 p.m. Okay, so May 3rd would be our first discussion. Okay, any questions so far? Ma'am Jerly, awas, about discussion, pwede po ba balikan ang whole discussion? Yes po, pwede pong balikan. No? As I've mentioned again, lahat po ng ating videos na babalikan po. Okay, so pwede niyo pong balikan. Facebook user, pwede pong ma-rewatch? Yes po, pwede pong ma-rewatch. Pwede pa pong humabol, pa-register, Ma'am Abigail Castro? Yes, pwede pa po. Mag-send lamang po ng message sa ating Facebook page. Okay, Ma'am Sir Ray de la Cruz Havelio Jr., maraming salamat po sa pagsagot ng sabi ni Sir Ray. Yes po, nakasave po lahat ng discussions. Pwede pa po mag-enroll? Yes, Ma'am Abigail, pwede pa po. Okay, Sir Jamie DP, let will be easier with Gurong Pinoy, unit earner from Team Piaget, LPT na po. So ayan no, sa mga nagsasabi kanina, unit earner lang sila. Si Sir Jamie, no, or Jamie BP po, ay isa na ding LPT from Team Piaget. What if, ayan, napakagandang tanong, sabi ni Sir or ni Ma'am CJ, or Sir CJ Tavio, hindi ko po masyadong nakikita yung inyong picture. What if di po nakasagot sa exam? Okay lang po. Kahit hindi po kayo nakasagot sa exam, makaka-attend pa rin kayo ng inyong discussion, of course, at 7 p.m. Pag hindi naka-attend ng discussion at 7 p.m., pwede pa rin pong balikan. But of course, do not expect, of course, na andyan kayo sa list of passers natin kasi hindi po kayo nakapagsagot. Okay? Facebook user. Basahin ko muna lahat po ng ating mga katanungan para po medyo klaro tayo. Clarify ko lang po kapag hindi po nakapag-take ng diagnostic, pwede po sa April 29 and 30. If you are already in Team Skinner, kailangan po mag-take na po kayo by tomorrow and Sunday, no? Kasi ang mga nasenda na po ng link natin, hindi na po masisendan ulit sa April 29 and 30. Sir Gualbert Vance Meralles. Thank you, Guru Pinoy. LPT na po ako. Congratulations, sir. Facebook user, Ma'am Mek, ang AFA major po ay TLE major na rin po. Yes po, under na po kayo ng TLE. Ma'am Catherine, okay lang po Ma'am Catherine. Pwede po i-download yung mga videos. Yes po, pwede pong i-download, although there really is no need for you to download kasi hindi naman po siya nawawala, ma'am. Ano po yung content ng classified files? Matagal pa po yung classified files. Ma'am Nance Biswas, matagal pa po yan, towards the end pa po ng ating review, yung classified files. Okay? Pwede po ba mag-take this coming September yung old curriculum na unit earner? For that question, I would refer you to the PRC. No, you have to show them your transcript, no, kung kompleto yung inyong units. Ma'am Lorraine Requias. Okay? Anong oras po mag-take diagnostic test? Again, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay? May time limit po ba yung pag-take? Yes po, merong time limit. Most of the items, I will be talking about that no, in our next slide. Sige, puntahan po muna natin yung next slides natin. Okay, para kayo ay ganahan, no? Para kayo po ay ganahan, ito po yung ating mga papremyo. Sana ay mas maging inspired kayo na matuto, of course, at mag-aral na maigi. Now, if you are a member of Team Skinner under Gurong Pinoy, September 2023 at ikaw po ay naging rank 3, you would be receiving 100,000 pesos. Now, that's cash coming from Gurong Pinoy. Okay? So again, that's September 2023, the licensure exam for teachers, top 3 would receive 100,000 pesos. This is only for the members of Team Skinner. Kung ikaw naman po ay top 2, that would mean that you would receive 200,000 pesos. At yung pinakamaganda, if you are a member of of Team Skinner and you rank first, no, you would be receiving 300,000 pesos. Okay, so 300,000 pesos. And of course, ito po ay all exclusive for Team Skinner. If you are not a member of Team Skinner, of course, hindi na po makukuha yung ating papremyo. And kung kayo po ay merong kasama, for example, dalawa kayong nag-top 1, parehas po kayong member